Choi Sung-chul was born on August 8, 1995, in Daegu, South Korea. He grew up in a warm and loving household as the youngest child of his family. From a very young age, he showed a strong interest in sports, never imagining that his life would one day lead him to a stage. His journey into the entertainment world began unexpectedly in November 2009, when he was just 14 years old. One day, while skipping soccer practice during middle school, he was approached on the street by a recruiter who asked if he was signed to an agency, a word he did not even understand at the time. He was handed a card and told to come to a specific place at a set time. His father warned him it could be a scam, so instead of going, he spent the day at an arcade with friends. However, the recruiter continued calling, and eventually, encouraged by a friend, he decided to check the location for himself. That decision changed everything. After joining Pledis Entertainment, he was initially trained as a dancer, which led him to work as a backup dancer for after school. Standing on stage during those performances made something clear to him. Dancing alone was not enough. He wanted to sing, to perform, and to stand on stage with his own music. Motivated by that realization, he auditioned internally, passed as a vocalist, and officially became an idol trainee, later recognized as the first trainee among the current members of the group.
처음에 회사를 들어왔을 때는 랩을 하진 않았어요. 오디션 영상에 이렇게 노래로 합격을 했는데 그때 니키 선배님들의 남자라는 81429 노래방 제가 불렀거든요.
노래방 뭐 배우고 있는 거예요?
네. 가슴에 네가 꼭 얹혀서 입가에 네가 또 맺혀서 입가에 수없이 맴돈 말 널 사랑한다고.
In 2011, he was introduced through the Pledis Boys project and announced as the leader of a planned group called Tempest, a project that ultimately never debuted. The repeated collapse of debut plans deeply discouraged him. For the first time, he allowed himself to admit how much it hurt. He called his father, who immediately drove from Daegu to Seoul. Together, they went to the dorm and packed his belongings. There was only one person he did not want to disappoint: his grandmother. She was the one who raised him, the one who believed in him. She had been waiting to see him debut. And because of her, he returned. He unpacked his bags and chose to give his dream one more chance. He created his stage name, S. Koops. The S represents his given name, Sung-chul, while Koops refers to a revolution or sudden change. The concept was inspired by Coup d'etat, an album by rapper G-Dragon, an artist he deeply admires. Together, the name represents Sung-chul's revolution. You can also find him on Instagram under the username Sound of Coup, a name that can be interpreted as the sound of a revolution. His earliest professional experiences began while he was still a trainee. In 2012, he participated in a collaboration with senior group Orange Caramel on the track Superwoman, marking his first official appearance in a released project. The following year, in 2013, fans heard one of his first solo performances during a small recital designed to introduce trainees to the public. Though modest in scale, it offered an early glimpse into his musical identity and quiet determination to stand on stage as an artist in his own right. Beginning in 2014, he gained further experience by performing cover stages at festivals alongside Reina of After School. Despite the demanding schedule, he remained committed to his education, graduating from the School of Performing Arts Seoul that same year. Yet life as a trainee was far from stable. Training did not generate income. On the contrary, it created debt. Alongside studying and enduring long hours of practice, he took on part-time jobs to support himself. He worked at cafes, appeared as an extra in music videos, and continued working as a backup dancer for other artists. It was a period defined by sacrifice, perseverance, and quiet endurance, long before the spotlight ever found him. During his trainee years, he naturally began to display leadership qualities. Through the live broadcasts of 17 TV, fans could see how, as one of the oldest trainees and the one with the longest time at the company, he often guided, protected, and supported the others. At that time, leadership was not officially defined, but his presence already stood out as steady and reliable. In the pre-debut era, the position of leader had not yet been decided. Another trainee, Doyoon, who was close in age and also one of the oldest among them, was extremely popular with fans. In K-pop, it was common for the oldest member to naturally become the leader, and at times, staff comments subtly suggested that Doyoon might take on that role once the group debuted. However, before debut, Doyoon ultimately left the group. The CEO personally chose Scoops as the leader, recognizing his ability to take responsibility, protect the members, and hold the team together. It was a decision rooted in trust that if he took the lead, the group would be in capable hands.
처음에는 제가 성격이 원래 이런 성격도 아니어서 회사에서도 리더를 시킬까 말까 고민을 되게 많이 했던 걸로 알고 있어요, 저도. 근데 저도 연습생 때는 저희 같은 멤버 중에 호시라는 친구랑 우지라는 친구가 리더를 해줬으면 좋겠다라는 생각이 가지고 있어요. 왜냐하면 제 성격 자체가 누군가를 이끌어주고 뭔가 앞에 나서서 하는 성격이 못 됐었거든요. 근데 이제 리더라는 자리를 대표님께서 주시고 딱 한마디를 해주셨어요. 자리가 사람을 만든다. 그때부터 저도 뭔가 깨닫고 열심히 했던 것 같고, 리더가 된 이유에 대해서는 그냥 회사 분들의 믿음? 뭔가 제가 잘할 수 있다는 믿음 때문에 된 것 같아요.
From that point forward, he stepped into the role not merely as a title, but as a duty he carried with seriousness and care. Long before debut, he had already proven that he was someone others could rely on.
뭔가 음악적인 부분은 워낙 우지가 잘하고 안무인적인 부분은 호시를 포함한 퍼포먼스 팀 애들이 너무 잘하기 때문에 저는 그냥 회사에서 잡아주는 컨셉과 저희가 생각하는 저희의 팀의 색깔을 잘 섞어주는 역할을 해야 된다 생각을 해요. 그래서 무슨 이제 작업이 들어가거나 앨범 만들어질 때 회의에 제가 아무것도 하지 않아도 그냥 들어가서 얘기를 들어요. 회사는 이런 생각 가지고 있구나. 그리고 돌아가서 이제 음악에 대한 얘기나 다시 저희들끼리 하면 알았어, 이 부분에 대해서는 다시 얘기를 형이 해볼게 이러고 그런 역할을 하고 있는 것 같아요. 편안하게 춤과 음악을 만들 수 있도록.
In 2015, after nearly 6 years of rigorous training and uncertainty, he finally debuted at the age of 20. Along with the beginning of his life as an artist came an immense responsibility, leading 12 other members. It was a role few could endure, yet one he would come to define, helping shape the group into one of the most influential acts in K-pop history. Now, let's look at him as an artist. From the very beginning, he did not serve only as the group's overall leader, he also took on the role of leader of the hip-hop unit, one of the 3 units that form the group's structure. In this position, his responsibility extends far beyond performance. He guides the other members through the creative process, shaping the direction of their music, lyrics, and stage presence, and helping define the unit's identity. As a performer, his rap style is powerful and aggressive, marked by a distinctive growl that gives his voice both weight and intensity.
찍고 풍선 가는 좀비 고개를 숙여 바운서 밤낮 없이 정신없이 널 이렇게 만든 뻔히 나이 먹고 뼈티가 필요 없는 생이 동자만 신의 질투 벌써 최고가 돼버린 기분이야 세대통이 컴백해서 요주 인물이 된 놈 또 뭘 해도 내 놈 내 이름을 밑줄 찍찍고도 외워도 나 결실이 되었다고 팀명을 주르가 오목정한 새끼들을 몰라봐도 겪고 터져버린 나도 매매어 일주부터 나는 승자 냄새야 맡은 놈들 뭐야 빠져고 물이 빼고서 쟤네 그러나 나는 백기수의 정신 상태도 다시 가도 이 기분을 유지시켜줘 본능은 뭔가 자꾸 내게 요구한데도 내 성이 찰 때까지 fucking 타겟을 모두 가진 거 다른 놓고 손 들고 소리 질러 길망마저 부담이켜 애써 불어도 날 못 시켜 쇠불 달고 뛰어 일직선 Let's go! 길망마저 싹두비에 뭐더 비담에 너의 뜻하고 어쩌고 저쩌고 또 떠들서 대도 대도는 고통은 위에서 너는 소백팔 대가를 마무리에 딱대 넘치는 침을 마이크에 칵테일 18도쯤 짝다리 자세 이제 문제로 겸손하게 들어 박수 갈채 뭘 들어도 똑같지 기분이 바뀌지가 않지 잘 찾아왔어 이 노래와 무의식이 끄는 대로 그만둬도 살인 경찰 불러도 소용없어 양놈들 줄줄이 명단에 적었어 재미로 시작한 판이 점점 커져서 넌 하는 거라고 내가 벌써 맘을 뜯어먹어 오케이 떠나러 너 꿈을 발사고 살아 난 매일매일 꿈꾸는 꿈속에 살아 사퇴하지 말고 자신에게 물어 내가 있어 나 혼자 내 자신 있었냐고 정상이 믿어서 소리나 질러 난 정상이 합쳐서 우리 24시간 다 취해 있어 목소리 들리 뷰인 내가 안 된다면 또 계속 이 짓거리네 근데 네 주변 사람들이 몸을 알로기에 살아간다 소식대 손들라 눈도 뜨고 빈다 먼저 걔네들부터 저기 다음 내 차례를 놓게 가 오케이 우주풍장 집합 그만 내 집합 차려진 실당 초수로 싹다 다시 잡아먹기가 알리지 우리는 등장중 여전히 세대를 뒤바꾸고 멈추지 않아 뒷박중 발이 꼬여도 뒷박 성실히 수행 중
At the same time, it is important to remember that he was originally chosen for his vocal ability. Although he debuted as a rapper, his softer tone occasionally emerges in ballads, revealing a completely different side of him and highlighting his versatility as an artist.
세상을 행복하게 비춘 햇살이 밤 되면 별이 되어 내게 내려와
나의 스케치북을 열어 하나씩 담아보자 그려내고 나면 우리로 색을 칠할래
I like you when you rock I like you when you boom I like you when you all danger yeah The way you make me feel The way you make me feel The way you make me feel You 모르는 세상을 알아서 모아줘도 아깝지가 않아 우리 이대로 영원하기를 향해 내게 나가면 그림자가 내린 밤에
On stage, his presence is commanding, supported by a grounded and confident dance style. He naturally excels in intense, high-energy performances, yet he adapts just as effortlessly to lighter or more playful concepts. And his role does not stop at interpretation. While many idols perform music created for them, this group stands apart as K-pop's first self-produced act. Like the rest of the members, he actively participates in the creation of their music, and is currently the third most credited songwriter in the group. Having written poetry since high school, he has shared that this practice allows him to translate emotions into lyrics naturally.
저 같은 경우에는 어른아이를 이제 같이 곡 작업을 할 때 메인 보컬 이제 도겸이나 승관이 애들이 힘들어할 만한 노래를 만들고 싶다. 그걸 이제 우지랑 범중이 너무 잘 만들어줘서 보컬 제일 처음에 가이드 녹음을 할 때 도겸이가 정말 힘들어했거든요. 근데도 녹음할 때는 정말 다 잘해줘서 너무 고맙고.
지금은 워크스 형과 팬송의 랩 가사를 적고 있는 것 같습니다. 나랑 워크스 모르고 과연 이 시간이 흘러 가사가 어떻게 완성이 될지. 다 썼어요. 진짜 다 썼어요? 동물이가 듣고 싶어서.
나보다 눈치도 빠르지 속도 모르고 시간은 흘러가지 쉽진 않았지 너와 나 여기까지 오는 길 서로만 믿고 걸어와지 난 그냥 내가 했던 말 썼어. 서로만 믿고 가자.
그 말이 있어요?
오는 길 서로만 믿고.
정말 웃겼던 게 그 범주 형이랑 우지 형이 또 가사를 쓸 때 그 랩이 적혀야 될 그 내용을까지
아니 이게 너무한 거 아닙니까? 이거 가사를 보면 쓰다가 편지를 건넨 준비 벌어진 상황을 서술하시오.
주관식이 됐어요. 그리고 2절도 있어요. 2절 랩. 화자의 아쉬운 마음은 벌써 어떠한지 랩으로 서술하죠.
아니 그냥 본인의 아쉬운 마음.
이거 거의 약간 뭐지? 국어 시간에 약간
수능이야.
거의 수능 앞두고인데 지금 거의 수능 문제를 풀고 있습니다. 라고 지금 말하고 하고 있는데 떠난 너에게 부정적이지 않은 선에서 좋은 기억을
우지 형이 점점 이
문득 회상하는
능력이 늘었어.
랩적 창작을
난 되게 추상적이거든요. 막 낙엽처럼 떨어진 우리 그다음에 그 사그락 밟히는 추억 속에 막 그거 써. 그건데? 그거라고? 그거야. 그게
그러면 이쁘기만 했던 만남은 피어나고 낙엽처럼 떨어진다.
유로 한 두 마디 끌래?
What I think about is
깊은 기억 속에 우리 둘 모습은 어리긴 어렸지 참 예뻤던 날의 작은 꽃잎 하나둘 우리 추억 하나둘 하나하나 다 잊지 않고서 I thinking about you.
내가 보기엔 꽃잎은 예쁘다 때
All I think about is you.
끌고 온 거 아닐까? 낙엽을 꽃잎으로 바꿀까? 읽으면 확실히 읽을까?
꽃잎들은 가자.
꽃잎 때려놓아.
이 느낌이 제일 나은 것 같은데. 어떤 게?
뭐가 나? 그거 한번 들어봐. 앞에서부터 들어봤을 될까요?
그냥 하다가 갑자기 빠르르 그냥 이렇게 뛰어노는
맞아.
그 느낌을 원하는 거잖아.
맞아. 여기 멜로디 올라가는 게나 반복이다.
나는 한번 틀어야 될 것 같아.
지금 괜찮지 않아?
여기서 이렇게 한번 올라가야 그 뒤 빌드업이 더 잘 찾을 것 같은 느낌. 그러니까 민규 아까 얘기했던 가사에 들어가면 좋겠어. 우리는 땅을 울리고 뭐 하늘의 손가락으로 가르치며 뭐 약간 이런 느낌이어야 될 것 같은데.
오케이. 어떻게 되었는가?
가사 얘기하고 있었어. 우리는
땅을
땅을 울리고 손은
그런 거.
하늘을 가리키며
지금부터 우리의 발소리로 지구를 울리고
네네네네 한 다시 바뀌잖아. 그거 한번 더 트라이 봐도 돼? 더 꽂히는 게 있어야 될 것 같은 느낌 쓰.
심플했으면 좋겠긴 하지.
더 심플했어.
그냥 A, B 훅 하면 되는데
그러니까 처음에 1절을 네가 부르는 게 낫지 않을까?
A 벌스, 그다음에 A 프리 쿱.
어쨌든 1절 이제 나와서 할 거잖아. 프리를.
아 이거 통으로 갈 거지. So right now can I ask you, right now can I ask you, 그 정도까지 나눠지는 게 맞나?
둘이 하는데 굳이 그렇게 나눌 필요가 있나 싶긴 한데 물어보고 싶은 게 1절 A가 내가 나오는 게 낫겠어? 민규가 나오는 게 낫겠어?
1절 A. 나는 그러면은 사실 1절에는 쿱스가 나오는 게 나올 수.
그래.
벌스는 kup스가 낫다고 생각은 해. 그리고 같이.
여기 같이.
We can never, 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 never be this young again.
내가
이것만 be this young again이란
이거 하나 나눠봐.
Together with me. We can never,
이거 같이잖아.
never, never.
그다음에 마지막을 반대로.
비디스
내가
형이
비디스 형의 내가 하고 엔딩이 민규.
엔딩 민규.
엔딩 민규.
This dedication was formally recognized when he became a permanent member of the Korea Music Copyright Association. Each year, only 30 composers are selected for permanent membership, based on consistent royalties and long-term contributions, making this milestone a clear testament to his impact as a songwriter. There was a pivotal moment in his life that deeply shaped the way he understands responsibility, one that many artists might overlook, but for him, became the moment he realized he could never give up. In 2017, during a Carrotland event, he later recalled, "It was a cold morning. Our fans were waiting for us outside on the steps. When I thought about saying, 'I'm really tired,' I realized that compared to the people who love us and came to see us, our hardships were nothing. That day changed something in me. As the event came to an end and the members began saying their goodbyes, emotion overwhelmed him. He broke down in tears while thanking the fans, a raw, unguarded moment that quietly solidified his resolve to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the road might become. From that day on, he has repeatedly described this moment as the point where his mindset truly shifted. It was the day he chose to devote himself even more deeply to his role as a leader.
되게 많이 힘들었어요 저희가. 되게 많은 걸 준비해야 됐고 무대마다 정확히 다 완벽한 모습을 보여드리고 싶었는데 그러다 보니까 약간 솔직히 좀 속마음으로 힘들기도 했고 멤버들한테 좀 짜증도 부렸고 저도 그래서 근데 제가 아까 아침에 시작할 때 말했잖아요. 들어올 때 저희가 팬분들 봤다고 봤는데 내가 그런 소리를 하면 안 되겠구나 이 생각이 들었어요. 내가 다 보답받고 있구나. 그리고 더 갚아야 될 게 더 많구나. 더 느꼈어요. 그래서 처음 시작할 때부터 오늘 좀 감정 컨트롤이 좀 잘 안 되더라고요. 그래서 항상 너무 고맙고 진짜 말뿐이 아니라 진짜 저희 멤버들 다 너무 고마워하고 진짜 꼭 항상 생각하는 거 알아주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
One of the most remarkable aspects of his leadership is that it never turns off, and the place where it becomes most visible is on stage. During concerts and events, his attention is constantly divided, checking on the members' condition, watching over the staff, scanning the audience, and staying alert to every detail of how the stage is functioning. For him, leadership is not a title or role that appears when needed. It is a constant state of awareness. Among K-pop fans, and even fellow idols, he is often described as one of the most intimidating leaders. He carries a strong, commanding presence that can feel overwhelming at first. Yet behind that exterior is someone deeply honest and remarkably transparent. There are countless moments that reflect this, but here are just a few examples. When part of the stage unexpectedly rises, the members and dancers move to avoid it. He immediately hits it with his fist, signaling to the staff to lower the stage right away. When the group performed on a slippery stage, he immediately tried to wipe the floor as much as possible and told the members to be extra careful on that surface. He is constantly communicating with the staff about technical issues with in-ears and microphones. During a sound check with fans, he speaks to the staff as soon as the screens stop working, asking them to restart the system and checking how long it will take to fix it. He notices Vernon sitting on the floating stage platform and doesn't allowing it, reminding him it's dangerous. He notices the 8 standing too close to the pyrotechnics machine and immediately signals for him to step back. When Jonghyun nearly slipped on an elevated stage platform, he was the first to notice. Within seconds, he turned back to check the platform himself, making sure it was stable before the performance continued. As soon as he notices Jonghyun massaging his injured shoulder, he immediately asks if he's okay. Noticing Wonwoo looking in pain, and immediately asks if he's okay. During a performance, he noticed Dino's pants had torn. He subtly signaled for him to step off and change, handing Dino a pair of shoes after noticing he wasn't wearing any on stage. Giving Mingyu his jacket so he can cover his ripped pants. He informs the audience that they'll be stepping down from the stage to get closer to them, while clearly reminding everyone to respect boundaries. When he and Mingyu notice people stretching their arms beyond what was allowed as they prepared to step down, they immediately stop. Instead of proceeding, they calmly scold the crowd and decide to wait until the aisle is clear before going down. As he steps down from the stage, he reminds fans not to push and to stay calm. When he notices Carrots suddenly running out of the venue right after the soundcheck ends.
끝나자마자 다들 어딜 저렇게 뛰어가는 거야?
Where you guys all running to?
배고팠나? 어디가?
Hungry? Where are you going?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Okay. 굿즈 사러. 굿즈 사러.
Oh, to buy merch.
완전 줄 잘 서고 줄 조심히. 넘어진다. 넘어져.
He asks the staff how he can get to the second floor, the section where fans using wheelchairs are seated, so he can greet them personally. Making sure every fan in the venue can see him, crouching down to greet those on the floor, then standing tall to interact with fans in the upper sections. During concert breaks, he makes sure every member stays hydrated before returning to the stage. When DK throws his jacket onto the stage and the staff couldn't reach it, he notices immediately, runs over and kicks it off the stage so it can be retrieved safely. He notices a jacket left on stage and then gives it to the crowd, low-key turning it into a lesson for the members not to leave their things behind. When 17 performed in the Philippines during the peak of the hot season, several fans suffered from dehydration. The members noticed immediately and handed their own water bottles to the most affected fans. When they returned the following year, Carrots, who attended, shared online how much the organization and safety measures had improved. One fan even spoke directly with a stadium staff member who revealed that the artist's biggest request had been simple but firm. Please, take good care of the fans. During the final Ment, while Hoshi was speaking, two members started spoiling the choreography for an unreleased song, distracting fans from his speech. He caught it instantly. One look was enough. They immediately refocused. The members often look at him before throwing water on stage, seeking his approval first. During 17's first world tour, he dyed his hair bright red so his grandmother could easily find him in the crowd. When he notices a member heading toward a section without proper security, he immediately calls him back and scolds him.
거기 누구야? 거기 말 안 듣는 일로 와. 거기 누구야? 거기 말 안 듣는 일로 와. 일로 와. 너 들어와. 저 흐림 좀 허락 받았는데. 받았어? 여기까지만. 쌤 허락 받았으면 해.
During Carrotland, it started raining near the end of the event. Noticing that fans were getting soaked, Escus and the members moved their chairs forward during the Ment so they could stand in the rain too, wanting it to feel fair, sharing the same moment as the fans instead of staying dry under the covered area. During one concert, all of the members' in-ears suddenly malfunctioned. Some couldn't hear anything at all, others experienced delayed audio, and some heard the sound ahead of the beat. It created complete confusion on stage. Escu noticed the issue and, using signals, he directed the members to move toward the main stage so they could regroup, since they couldn't even hear each other properly. At the same time, he alerted the staff about what was happening. Unfortunately, the in-ears couldn't be restored in time, but the group with Escu leading them adapted instantly, returning to their rookie days when they performed without in-ear monitors. Not only on stage, but off stage as well, he remains deeply aware of every action he takes and everything happening around him and the group. Like trying to purchase a ticket to his own concert, wanting to experience firsthand what Carrots go through during the intense ticketing process, and to see how efficient the system was. He regularly meets with the company's vice president to discuss the group's activities and push for better, fairer conditions for the members.
월투는 정리됐어요. 거의 다 정리됐는데 많지가 않아요.
맞다. 이것도 얘기하려고 했었는데 형, 그 뭐야, 집을 두 층으로 나눴으니까 얼굴 볼 일이 너무 힘들어요. 그러니까 층을 다른 층에서 하는 친구들. 그래서 두 달에 한 번이 됐건 한 달에 한 번이 됐건 뭔가 그런 밥이라도 이렇게 같이 모여서 먹으면서 얘기할 수 있는 자리를 만들었으면 좋겠다 얘기가 나와서
작업실 만드는 게 이제 모여들지 않을까?
작업실.
난 니네들이 해달라는 거 다 해줬다.
이사 가고
없어 이제.
차 바꿔주고.
At the airport, when fans and media crowded around them, he spotted someone suspicious in the crowd, likely a known Sasang, and subtly alerted the bodyguard so the rest of the group could be warned and protected. During South Korea's recent presidential elections, the colors blue and red became strongly associated with the two major political parties. At the time, several idols faced heavy criticism for wearing or referencing those colors, as even small details were being politically interpreted. During an interview where he was asked to choose between two of his favorite looks, his red hair or his blue hair, he immediately pointed out that the question itself could be misunderstood.
형, 이 색깔이 좀 위험하지 않나요?
괜찮아요?
정리 끝나서 괜찮죠 이제. 너무 빠락빠락이어가지고.
깜짝이야.
And to close this section with a fun fact, Escus is actually one of the members with the most fanboys in the fandom. So if you're a fanboy yourself, consider going to a 17 concert. Chances are you might just walk away with a hug from Escus himself. From the very beginning, he's never been afraid to speak up, whether about internal matters within the group or decisions made by the company. Over the years, there have been moments of tension and disagreement between the company, the group, and the fans. In those moments, he chose transparency over silence. He addressed concerns openly and explained decisions made on the group's behalf, even when doing so placed him in uncomfortable or vulnerable positions. A defining aspect of his leadership is his ability to draw clear boundaries. He understands the importance of maintaining a healthy distance between idol and fan, and he does not hesitate to step in when that line is crossed. By setting firm limits, he helps prevent the formation of harmful parasocial relationships. He has openly expressed discomfort when fan behavior goes too far, and has directly asked fans not to engage in fan wars or attack other artists and fandoms. At the same time, he is deeply attentive to everything surrounding the group. He closely follows media coverage and remains aware of the conversations taking place among fans across social platforms. By listening carefully to what fans express and hope for, he often acts as a bridge between the group and their audience.
알겠습니다. 우리 에스쿱스 씨에게 특별한 버릇이 있다고 제가 들었어요. 최근에 보니까 인터넷을 켜면 에스쿱스라는 자기 이름을 그렇게 대놓고 먼저 검색하는 버릇이 있다고 들었는데
어떻게 알았어요? 어떻게 아셨어요?
저희가 조사를 다 해봤습니다.
네.
대체 왜 그러시는 건지, 뭐가 그렇게 궁금해서 자기 이름을 그렇게 검색하는 건지 좀 말씀을 들어볼 수 있을까요?
오늘은 또 저에 대한 어떤 기사가 나왔을까. 그리고 또 저를 치면 또 세븐틴에 대한 기사도 다 나오거든요.
저희 안에서 웬만한 이제 팬분들의 지금 심리라든가 뭐 지금 돌아가는 상황을 제일 빨리 아는 하이브 SNS보다 빨라요. 네.
진짜 빨라요.
알겠습니다. 그럼 우리 쿱스 씨가 우리 다른 분들 질문할 때도 좀 옆에서 본인이 알고 있는 정보들 좀 쳐주시기 바랄게요.
알겠습니다. 바로바로 들어갈게요.
자, 우리 우지님은 워낙 집돌이라서 집 밖에 안 나가는 선생님인데 최근에 뭐 축하할 일이 또 5년 만에 우지 씨가 집 밖에서 발견됐다는 목격담이 떴다고 해요. 대체 최근에 어디로 외출을 나가신 건지.
압구정.
근데 아니요, 봐봐. 그게 승철이 또 쿱스이 바로 정보를 알잖아요.
쿱스 씨 검색했나요?
이거 정보 아니요? 압구정 어디요?
압구정 딱 거기 그
헬스장 앞에.
헬스장이 아니야.
헬스장.
그
학동사거리?
집이야? 그 카페 있잖아. 카페 바로 밑에 있는 카페.
이름까지.
그러면은 그것도 스케줄이었네.
그것도 들어가면서 그냥 그거를 카페에 계신 캐럿분이 보신 거야.
자, 그다음에 우리 에너지 넘치는 우리 민규 씨. 네, 오랜만에 다시 뵙고요. 민규 씨는 또 지난번에 대한민국 대 우루과이전
네네.
좀 식사를 하러 갔던 얘기가 많은데
저도 그거를 이제 지인 통해서 들었는데
네네네.
핫도그를 2개 먹었다 이렇게 올라왔어요, 글이.
네네.
제가 이거 사진 찍힌 것도 보내줬어요. 제가 말해줬어요.
맞아요. 맞아. SNS를 한다. 실시간으로 너 지금 축구 보러 갔냐? 이렇게 올라왔어. 실시간으로.
도겸이가 며칠 전에 밥 사준 건 알고 있어요.
바로 그겁니다. 여기 보면
대박이다.
아니 근데
이거 진짜
근데
이거 진짜
심지어 민규 팬일 거예요.
야, 이걸 어떻게 알아?
Unfortunately, he is still only human, and like anyone else, he has limits. Within his own family, he is the youngest child, the Makni, someone who was loved, protected, and cared for. But in order to pursue his dream, he was forced into a role that stood in complete contrast to that identity. Almost overnight, he became the oldest figure among 12 other boys. Transitioning from being cared for to becoming the emotional anchor of the group was not easy. When he returned home, he could briefly return to that softer version of himself. But once he was back in Seoul, that version had to disappear. With the members, he became the leader again. There were many moments when he wanted to joke around, be playful, and act carefree like the others. Yet he often restrained himself, feeling a deep responsibility to uphold the image of a leader, afraid that even small actions might reflect poorly on the group. In the early years, this pressure created distance. Other members have shared that he could be difficult to approach, not because he lacked warmth, but because he was carrying the weight alone.
멤버들끼리 사소한 다툼 그리고 저희도 사람이다 보니까 13명의 사람이 모여 있으면 의견이 정말 안 맞을 때도 많고 솔직히 싸울 때도 많아요. 근데 그럴 때마다 제가 자리를 안 만들어서 그리고 제가 부족해서 제가 여기 사이에 껴서 얘기를 했었으면 풀리지 않았을까? 아니면 더 좋은 방향으로 나갈 수 있지 않았을까? 라는 책임감, 그때가 제일 많이 느끼는 것 같아요. 잘못을 할 때는 있잖아요. 사람이 실수할 때도 있고 그럴 때마다 그냥 한 번씩 유연하게 넘어가 주는 것, 자연스럽게. 뭔가 분명히 동생들 생각하기에 쿱스 형이 뭔가 혼을 낼 것 같은데 라고 생각이 들 때쯤에 한 번 그냥 눈 감아주고 한 번 보다듬어 주고 이렇게 괜찮아, 그럴 수 있어 라고 말을 해주는 게 제 나름대로의 그냥 배려, 그 다음에 풀어준다라는, 리더라서 힘들기도 하고 형이라서 힘든 것도 있는 것 같은데 모든 이제 아이돌뿐만 아니라 이제 사회에서나 아니면 많은 곳에서 일을 하시거나 아니면 학생인데도 뭔가 어떤 자리에서 리더를 맡고 계신 분들도 있잖아요. 힘든 부분은 아무래도 커뮤니케이션이 가장 제일 힘든 것 같아요. 누군가를 한 명을 더 많은 사랑을 줄 수도 없고 똑같은 사랑을 주면서 똑같은 배려와 똑같이 품어줘야 되는데 그런 부분에 대해서 가끔 힘들 때도 있는 것 같고 뭔가 저 또한 제 성격과 제 생각을 가지고 있는데 양보를 해주고 멤버들의 얘기를 더 들어주고 그다음에 이 얘기를 가지고 나와 생각이 조금 달라도 회사와 조율을 해야 되는 부분도 조금 힘들어 했었던 것 같아요. 좀 많이. 저도 이제 나이가 멤버들과 별로 차이가 나지 않기 때문에 제가 정답이라고 생각을 한 번도 해본 적이 없거든요. 그래서 이제 많은 회사분들에 대해서 제 이야기인 것처럼 얘기를 하죠. 제가 이런 고민이 있는데 어떻게 할 거 하실 것 같아요? 물어보고 뭐 답을 주시면 그 답들을 다 모아서 공통된 부분만 대해서 제 멤버들한테 얘기를 해주는 편이죠. 멤버들은 리더가 아닌 리더의 모습을 원하는 것 같고 이제는 뭔가 근데 이게 진짜 사람마다 너무 달라서 제가 힘든 것 같아요. 바라는 점이. 근데 동생들을 보면 동생들은 당연히 혼이 나기 싫죠. 저 같은 경우에도 혼이 나는 모든 사람이 그럴 것 같은데 혼이 나기 싫겠죠. 그래서 리더 같지 않은 리더를 원하는 것 같기도 하고 동생들은. 정한이나 제 친구들 같은 경우에는 이런 부분은 이제 너가 좀 혼 좀 내줘야 될 것 같아. 혼 좀 내줘라고 얘기하는 친구들이 있고 회사 분들 중에서도 저희가 너무 유대감이 좋고 사이가 좋은 걸 알기 때문에 이게 정말 좋은 점은 정말 사이가 좋고 오래 똘똘 뭉쳐서 오래 갈 수 있다는 건데 나쁜 점은 같이 무너지면 같이 무너지거든요. 한 명이 물들기 시작하면 같이 무너진다는 게 되게 단점인데 회사 분들 중에서도 멤버들 다 사랑과 이제 배려와 이런 걸 다 감싸줘라 라고 하시는 분이 계시는 반면 혼을 낼 때는 정말 따끔하게 혼을 내야 된다. 너라도 정신 똑바로 차리고 혼을 내야 된다 라고 하시는 분도 계시고 그래서 매번 제가 이렇게 왔다 갔다 하면서 힘든 것 같아요. 솔직하게 얘기를 하는 편이죠 저는. 그냥 이런 부분에 대해서는 형이 너무 힘들다. 옛날 같았으면 그냥 하지 마. 아니면 이건 정말 나쁜 거야 라고 얘기를 했으면 지금은 이런 부분에 대해서 이유를 적절하게 설명을 해주고 아니면 아예 그런 부분에 대해서 신경을 쓰지 않을 때도 있고요. 잘못한 거에 대해서. 힘들었어요. 솔직하게. 너무 힘들고 포기할까도 생각을 했어요. 중간에. 그냥 같이 잘 지내고 싶으니까 내가 이거를 짐을 덜게 되면 편하지 않을까? 근데 그때 당시에 제일 좋았던 건 제가 놓아버릴까 생각을 했을 때 호시우지랑 이렇게 리더끼리 3명이서 얘기하는 시간을 가졌거든요. 그래서 형이 이런 부분이 너무 힘들다 이렇게 다 솔직하게 얘기를 했어요. 그래서 형도 너무 포기하고 싶고 너무 힘들다 라고 얘기를 하니까 형 저희가 도와드릴게요 라고 얘기를 했었거든요. 저는 오히려 그때가 더 냉정하고 좀 싸우기도 많이 싸웠던 것 같아요. 회사랑 이해를 하죠. 정말 100% 이해를 하는데 이런 말 해도 되나? 회사보다 멤버들이 우선이니까요 저한테. 네. 진짜 냉정하게 멤버들이 더 소중하니까 중요하니까.
His leadership was strict, shaped more by responsibility than authority. Eventually, the weight became too heavy. In 2019, during a world tour, he was diagnosed with anxiety. For the first time, he stepped away from group activities to focus on his mental health, an important reminder that even the strongest leaders need rest and care.
지금 생각해도 뭔가 좀 기분이 좀 그런데 일단 사람이 많은 거에 대한 압박감이라고 해야 되나? 늘 뭔가 모르게 불안감이 있었어요. 근데 그 불안감이 무대 올라갔을 때 행복감으로 덮어졌던 거였는데 불안감이 좀 더 커지면서 제 자신도 너무 불안했었고 무서웠었어요. 근데 생각보다는 오래됐어요. 많이 오래됐어요. 이런 얘기를 처음 하네요. 아유. 무대에 올라가기 직전에 좀 생각보다 많이 안 좋아졌었어요. 참을 수 있는 한계가 이제 리더니까 단체 인사까지는 버텨보자. 라는 생각? 민규가 눈치를 챈 것 같더라고요. 저한테 돌아서 괜찮아? 이렇게 물어봐서 아 여기서 내가 할 수 있는 건 다 한 것 같다라는 생각이 들었어요. 정말 신기한 게 무대 위에 있을 때랑 내려왔을 때 저의 모습이 너무 다른 거예요. 내려와서는 너무나도 괜찮은 사람이 되어버리니까 다시 올라가야겠다는 생각이 들었었어요. 그래서 그 당시에 퀴즈트가 바뀌었었어요. 원래 힙합팀이 먼저 올라가는 거였는데 다른 유닛 친구들이 먼저 올라갔었는데 그러고 나서 이제 제가 어떻게든 올라가고 싶다라고 얘기를 했었거든요. 하다 보니까 아 정말 이러다가는 내가 무대에 대한 트라우마가 생겨서 무대에 못 설 수도 있겠다라는 생각이 들었어요. 그 당시에는 제 자신이 너무 싫었어요. 우선적으로 미안하다는 생각밖에 안 들었어요. 네. 기다려주시고 보러 와주신 팬분들께 한 분 한 분 죄송하다는 말을 못 드리는 상황이니까 그것도 너무 답답했고 투어뿐만 아니라 이제 많은 시상식들과 많은 연말 무대에서 애들이 무대하는 모습들을 보고 계속 무대에 같이 있는 것처럼 생각을 했어요. 그렇게 하다 보니까 어느 순간 무대에 빠른 시일 내로 올라가고 싶다는 생각이 많이 들어서 쉬면서 정말 점점 괜찮아졌던 것 같아요. 지금 그렇게 도망쳤던 제 자신에게 너무 분하고 저도 지금 그렇게 이겨낼 수 있다는 자신감도 많이 생긴 상태여서 지금 빨리 무대에 서고 싶어요.
During his absence, the members worked quietly to protect both him and the fans. They reassured the audience without revealing details, giving him the space he needed to heal.
무대를 계속 이어나가기 전에 드릴 말씀이 있는데요. 우리 코스 형이랑 정한 형이 문제로 혼자 상대하지 못하게 됐습니다. 여러분들도 응원의 박수 한 번만 보내주시면 감사하겠습니다.
이제 멤버들 이제 빈자리를 좀 이렇게 채워야 되니까 그게 팀이 아니에요. 그게 진짜 팀인 것 같아요.
그냥 꽃평 마음을 대신 전해주자면 너무 걱정 안 하셨으면 좋겠고, 네, 꽃평도 빨리 나으려고 최대한 노력하고 있으니까, 네, 다 같이 그냥 모두 꽃평이 빨리 나아지기를 바랍니다.
저는 이제 불안이랑 공황장애 와서 잠깐 한 4-5개월 잠깐 쉬었었어요.
잘했어.
저는 무대에서 아예 공황장애가 와버렸어요. 무대 위에서. 근데 그때도 이제 어떻게 보면 민규가 제일 먼저 알아차렸어요. 그때 제가 막 상태가 이상하다는 거. 그리고 그 뒤에 이제 이겨내는 과정 속에서도 멤버들이 엄청 힘이 되어가지고 다시 어떻게 보면 무대에 설 수 있게 된 일이 됐죠. 네.
In many ways, this was the result of the leadership he had built over the years, not only through discipline, but through genuine care. When he eventually returned through a live broadcast, he shared updates on his recovery and expressed deep gratitude to those who had waited for him.
안녕하십니까. 오랜만이에요. 왜 이렇게 다들 울지? 사실 오늘 V앱 하는 이유가 많이 건강해져서 활동을 하려고 합니다. 그전에 이제 방송으로 갑자기 보시는 것보다 그냥 이렇게 V 라이브를 통해서 제가 말씀드리는 게 나을 것 같아서 이 라이브를 켰어요. 많이 좋아져서 이제 걱정 안 하셔도 될 것 같습니다. 아무튼 다시 활동한다고요. 그 얘기하려고 켰어요. 그냥 보고 싶기도 하고 그래서 꼭 보자고 했던 건데 멤버들 덕분에도 많이 좋아졌고 여러분들 덕분에도 정말 빨리 좋아졌어요. 그런 생각하고 기다려주셔서 너무 감사합니다.
He also spoke about Kuma, who stayed by his side throughout that period and became one of his greatest sources of comfort.
왜 이름이 고구마예요? 소개 좀 해주세요, 우리.
꼬마는 지금 이제 3살 반 정도 된 꼬동투출레하고 고구마라고 불린 이유는 제가 저때 다이어트를 하고 있었는데 고구마 그 말린 거를 주식처럼 먹고 있을 때였어요. 그래서 그때쯤에 데려오게 되면서 고구마라는 이름을 짓게 되었습니다.
강아지 핀을 이렇게 자랑하시는 분은 처음이에요. 좋아하는 핀이 있나요?
이걸 제일 많이 해요. 예쁘다, 더 예쁘다.
다른 건 또 뭐 어떤 걸 보여주세요?
집에 있을 때 이렇게 작은 걸 해줘요. 이렇게 올리는 거. 근데 좀 싫어하는 것 같기도 하고 약간 제 욕심인 것 같기도 해요. 저는 이거를 사실 좋아하는데
아, 왜요?
공주님 같잖아요. 약간 딱한 공주님 같거든요. 이렇게.
집에서 이러고 있다니까 상상이 안 가지 않아요?
멤버들이 지금 보는 모습이 전 걱정됩니다.
형 근데 핀 잘한다. 얌전하네.
원래 싫어하나요? 저는 애기 때부터 잘해가지고 엄마가 야 그렇게 있어라. 알았어 안 할게. 알았어 안 할게. 안 할게. 아프지 마 안 할게.
What became most evident after his return was the change in his relationship with the members. They made it clear, openly and consistently, how important he was to them, not only as a leader, but as a person and as a brother. Surrounded by that reassurance, he slowly allowed himself to show the softer, more playful side of who he truly is. This shift was especially noticeable when he returned to the stage during the Left and Right era. The joy was unmistakable. The stage, which had once risked becoming a place of pressure and fear, became a safe space again, because this time, he was not standing alone. Over time, the burden he carried began to ease, and from that change emerged the warm, balanced, dynamic fans see today. A leader who still stands at the center, but now allows himself to be human, supported by the same people he once protected above all else. Now, stepping away from the stage and into his life as Choi Sung-chol, there is much more to discover. He has always placed great value on education. With a long-term vision that extends past his career as an idol, he chose to continue his academic path by enrolling in the Practical Music Graduate Program at Hanyang University. Later, he pursued a master's degree in business administration at the same institution. His love for sports and physical activity has been present since childhood. Long before entering the entertainment world, he once dreamed of becoming a physical education teacher. He holds a black belt in Taekwondo, which he began practicing at the age of 7 and continues to train in as a personal discipline. His skills extend across multiple sports. And if you pay close attention to him on Going 17, one thing becomes very clear: he is fiercely competitive. Even in the simplest games, with no prizes and no stakes, he plays to win every single time, often turning the most harmless activities into intense battles. Among the members, he is frequently regarded as one of the physically strongest.
자, 시작됐습니다. 세븐틴 우승! 와, 전국군 당황했어요. 대단합니다, 진짜.
승관아 원래대로 플랜대로 가? 얘 너무 이기려고 하는데?
아니야 반대야 그냥.
어떻게 너무 이기려고 하는데? 얘 누가 봐도 파랑인 거 같아.
야, 아니 이거 에스컬트 2명 너무 반칙이지.
시작! 오, 그래도 써야 된다. 시작! 오, 그래도 써야 된다.
갈게요. 자,
할게! 하나, 둘, 셋! 가!
Fans are also able to see a more personal side of him through his own content. On the group's YouTube channel, he hosts Cook's Scoops, a relaxed vlog-style series where he spends time with individual members and prepares an entire meal for them himself. He also co-hosts Play Billiard with Us alongside Jonghan, a series centered around his love for billiards. In addition, he often connects with fans through Weverse live streams, where he plays video games together with Carrots.
쿠스 형, 쿠스 형.
안녕.
형.
안녕.
안녕하세요.
귀엽다.
그럼 두 분은 쉴 때 뭐 하세요? 쉴 때가 있을지 모르겠지만.
이 게임은 해요.
요즘은 이것도 대화하면서 게임하잖아요.
그쵸.
그럼 어디까지 얘기해요? 뭐 주로
모르는 사람이요?
모르는 사람한테 어디까지?
모르는 사람이라도 해? 하지.
아니,
나
그거를
많이 하지.
대화를
많이 하지.
한대요.
아 진짜? 나 아는 사람들끼리 하는 줄 알았어. 조심해. 조심해. 나한테 직업 뭐야 물어보면서 그냥 술집 한다 그래.
술집이요?
아유.
술집 이름 뭐예요? 아 그냥 세 분틴이요.
그냥 어디 그냥 해요. 뭐 이러죠. 더 친해지면 말씀해드릴게요. 약간 이런 식으로.
근데 왜 하고 나면 직업 중에 술집 한다 했어요?
술을 좋아하니까 막상 떠오른 게 그 새벽에
그나마 본인과 좀 가까운 카테고리.
그 새벽에 게임을 할 수 있는 시간이 있는 뭔가 자영업자 또는 PC방 사장도 생각을 했었는데
나 이거 좋아하니까. 그러니까 아예 거짓말은 아니고 그냥 애매하게 애들을 수 있고.
집합체가 있는 그래서 근데 결국엔 나중에 들킨 적도 있어요.
어떻게 하다가 어디까지?
그냥 막 얘기를 하다가 너무 제가 이 분야에 대해서 너무 잘 알고 있는 거죠. 그래서 그 친해진 형은 지금도 연락하고 막 실제로 만나고도 그래요.
아
게임하다가요?
네. 그래서 그 형이 닉네임이 해예요. 펜다예요. 그래서 저는 그 형의 실명을 지금도 잘 몰라요. 그냥 만나면 형 이렇게 만나.
그 형이랑 그냥 게임하다 온전히 게임만으로 친해진 거야?
맞아요. 게임으로 친해져서
근데 어떻게 온라인에서 친해져서 이게 오프라인까지 가기가
형 뭐 어디 살아요 물어보다가 이제 한번 밥이나 먹고 술이나 먹을까 하다가 이제 만나게 돼서
그럼 형이 씨는 어떻게 아이돌인 걸 알았던 걸까요?
뭐 예를 들면 얘기해야 되는 거 뭐 다 내일 뭐예요 물어보는 거를 내일 스케줄이 어떻게 되세요? 막 약간 이런 식이 돼버린 거예요.
스케줄.
네, 스케줄이 어떻게 돼요? 막 이런 식이 돼버리니까.
맞아. 우리는 스케줄이라고 하는 게 더
네.
자연스러운데.
그래서 약간 그 사람들 계속 물음표가 있었던 거죠 머릿속에.
겁나 웃기네. 형은 쿤수 씨를 알고 너무 놀랐을 거 아니에요.
별로 안 놀라시더라고요. 그러니까 나이가 좀 있으신 형님이셔가지고 그래서 저 형 결혼식 축하 영상도 찍어줬어요.
아 진짜?
와 짱이다.
심지어 원우가 게임으로 소개받아서 같이 하거든요. 원우랑 그래서 원우랑 둘이 같이 찍었어요.
그러면은 신랑 형과 이렇게.
그때 이름을 봤지. 심지어 그때 그래서
그때는
이런 이름이로구나.
어떻게 보면 그렇게 만난 인연을 소중하게 생각했으면 계속 이어나가는 거잖아요.
그쵸. 지금도 계속
좋은 친구다. 좋은 인연이다.
진짜 최고 인연이죠.
Generosity has also become a defining part of who he is. He has consistently made donations on his own, supporting various charitable causes as an individual. Among the members, he, alongside Hoshi, is known for being the most active in making these donations. This long-standing dedication to giving back was formally recognized when he was listed as a member of the Honor Society, a group of major donors to the Community Chest of Korea. He also carries a deeply personal tattoo that symbolizes both his own journey and the story of the group. The design features an olive tree, the birth flower of 17's debut date. Alongside it is the phrase Journey of Youth, a reference to their album Hengare, as well as the group's debut date itself. At the very roots of the tree lie small diamonds, representing carrots, symbolizing that everything they have built is grounded in their fans. Beyond music, he has gradually expanded his presence into the world of brands and advertising. Over the years, his image, confidence, and authenticity have led him to become the face of multiple campaigns, earning recognition far beyond the stage. However, among all these collaborations, one brand stands above the rest, one that did more than simply appoint him as an ambassador, and instead gave him space to shine in ways he never imagined.
본인 스스로 운명을 정하고 모든 분들이 앞으로 나아가셨으면 좋겠습니다. 그 영혼을 도전하는 과정의 멤버들에게 큰 힘이 되고 싶습니다. 지금도 우리 예전도 앞으로도. Be the next. Boss.
He was named a global ambassador for the luxury brand Hugo Boss, a partnership that felt almost inevitable. Leadership, confidence, and authenticity are core values of the brand, qualities he embodies both on and off stage. He has openly expressed deep gratitude toward Boss, not only for believing in him, but for opening doors that expanded his dreams far beyond music. Through this partnership, he was invited to attend the Met Gala. Surrounded by artists he had admired since childhood, he was given the opportunity to represent his culture on one of the world's most global stages. That year's theme, Tailored for You, centered on personal identity and craftsmanship. For the occasion, Boss created a custom modernized hanbok, blending traditional Korean heritage with contemporary tailoring. His look was widely praised and recognized among the best dressed of the night. The collaboration also fulfilled another personal dream. As a longtime Formula One fan, he was invited by the brand to attend Formula One events as their representative, an experience that felt less like a campaign and more like a gift. One of the most unexpected moments came during Milan Fashion Week. He initially attended as a guest of the brand, but just hours before the show began, he was asked if he would be willing to walk the runway. Nervous, yet determined, he accepted. That night, he made his runway debut by closing the show, marking a powerful new chapter in his journey. More than a partnership, Boss became a brand that trusted him not just to represent its image, but to pursue his dreams. Another difficult chapter soon followed in his life. In August 2023, while filming, he suffered a severe injury to his left knee. He tore his anterior cruciate ligament, commonly known as the ACL, one of the main ligaments responsible for stabilizing the knee.
When the leg and body change direction, the ACL holds the femur and tibia together. If the knee receives too much stress, the ACL could be sprained or completely torn.
It is one of the most serious knee injuries, often requiring multiple surgeries and long-term rehabilitation, and in many cases leaving lifelong consequences. He later underwent multiple surgeries to reconstruct his knee ligaments. Up until that moment, Seventeen had been known for something rare in the K-pop industry. Being widely respected and largely free from controversy, they were not a group surrounded by constant backlash or scandals. That reputation was not accidental. From the very beginning, he had helped foster an environment built on discipline, respect, and mutual care. Because of that, the sudden wave of hostility directed at him was unprecedented. When a Korean entertainment news outlet shared the update about his injury, an article went viral, surpassing millions of views in just hours. With that visibility, the situation escalated rapidly. What should have been a straightforward medical update instead became the starting point of widespread online hate. To understand why, context is essential. Nearly a year after the injury, he was required to begin preparations for South Korea's mandatory military service. Like all Korean citizens, he underwent a military medical examination to determine his eligibility based on his physical condition. Grades 1 to 3 are assigned to active duty. Grade 4 is designated for supplemental or public service. Grade 5 results in exemption from active duty during peacetime, though the individual may still be called upon for civil defense duties in the event of a national emergency or war. Grade 6 is a full exemption due to severe physical or mental incapacity. Due to the severity of his ACL injury, he was classified as Grade 5. An ACL tear is not a minor or temporary condition. It often requires multiple surgeries followed by extensive rehabilitation and lifelong physical management. Even then, re-injury is common, especially if the knee is placed under heavy physical strain. For this reason, individuals with severe ligament damage are frequently exempted. Once enlisted, a soldier becomes the responsibility of the military medical system, and someone with this condition would require continuous treatment while still being unable to fully perform military duties. From a military standpoint, exempting individuals with such conditions is a practical decision, not a privilege. However, the broader environment surrounding military service played a major role in what followed. At the time, military enlistment had already become a highly sensitive topic within K-pop fandom spaces. One extremely well-known Korean group had spent years at the center of public debate regarding potential military exemption due to their cultural and musical impact. To be clear, the group themselves never requested exemption. Those discussions were driven largely by their fandom, and ultimately, the efforts were unsuccessful. In South Korea, exemptions are granted only under very specific conditions, such as internationally recognized achievements in classical music or elite sports, and those decisions are made solely by the government. That prolonged and emotionally charged discourse left lingering tension online. When his grade 5 classification became public, frustration that had built up within that other fandom was redirected towards someone completely unrelated to the original debate. On top of that, South Korea's history of high-profile cases involving celebrities who illegally falsified medical conditions had heightened public suspicion around any exemption. Accusations spread rapidly, claiming that he had intentionally injured himself to avoid enlistment, claims that directly contradicted years of statements in which he had openly expressed his desire to serve, even mentioning his wish to enlist in the Marine Corps. And when we say waves of hate, we mean massive ones. Large fan accounts from that other fandom amplified the narrative at alarming speed, flooding comment sections across official 17 posts, brand collaborations, and even unrelated content. Over time, a phrase emerged that has since become disturbingly common, appearing under nearly every mention of the group or their leader, the military evaders. A comment repeated so often that it became normalized, despite being entirely unfounded. The irony is that the accusations themselves made no sense. An ACL tear is an internal ligament rupture, something that cannot be fabricated or self-inflicted on command. Perhaps the most striking contrast was in public reaction. Much of the hostility came from international fandom spaces. Within South Korea, responses were notably different. Rather than outrage, many expressed concern and sympathy. A grade 5 classification does not indicate advantage. It signals that a person's physical condition is deemed insufficient for labor. For someone whose career depends entirely on movement, stamina, and performance, that reality is deeply painful. This moment also sparked discussion within Korean online communities, highlighting the disparity in reactions and questioning how some foreign fandoms had grown so extreme that they felt entitled to challenge official medical evaluations and government decisions, especially regarding a system that was not their own. Due to his condition, he focused entirely on rehabilitation and was absent as an active member for 7 months. Even so, fans could still see him quietly supporting the others from the sidelines. During this time, he experienced something completely new. For the first time in his life, he watched 17's concerts as a carrot, rather than as a member. He later shared that standing among the audience was deeply moving, because all he could feel was admiration, love, and profound respect for his members as he watched them on stage. There was also a particularly emotional moment during this period. At a concert in Japan, the members brought him onto the stage while he was still using a wheelchair. It had been months since fans had last seen him there, making the moment unforgettable, not only for those watching, but undoubtedly for him as well. In November 2023, he surprised everyone by appearing at the Mama Awards. By then, fans had already witnessed his gradual recovery, from a wheelchair to crutches and eventually walking without support. So seeing him attend the ceremony felt like a powerful confirmation that he was improving. No one expected his presence, as he was still in the middle of rehabilitation. Standing alongside the members to receive the grand prize that night became one of the most emotional moments in the group's history, filled with relief, gratitude, and overwhelming happiness. 7 months after his surgery, Sung-chul made his long-awaited return to the stage. Due to his injury, he's not been able to fully participate in the group's intense choreography, and several parts of their original routines have been adjusted to prevent further damage to his knee. Even so, throughout the world tour, he has done his best to participate as much as possible. Fans have noticed that at times performing can still be physically painful for him. Naturally, fans couldn't help but worry about his health. It's clear that he carries a sense of guilt for not being able to give 100% of himself on stage. But if there is one message that deserves to be said clearly, it is this: nothing is more important than your health. Fans understand that after giving everything for over a decade and building an extraordinary legacy, it is not only valid but necessary for him to rest. His health comes first, and he has the unconditional support of those who love him. Returning to his musical path outside of group activities, solo releases have never been his main focus. Still, over the years, he has shared personal tracks that offer a glimpse into his inner world. In 2018, during a concert, he surprised fans with a solo performance titled Phenomenon, a direct response to critics and doubts surrounding his place in the industry.
나한테 아니 내 성공과 행복감이 이것이 아니게 오는 비는 뻔히 사실감이 그렇게 오래 살아있길 아니 오래 죽어 있길 네 관심덕이 정상을 치는 작품 완성이지.
Years later, in 2023, while still in recovery, he gifted fans another unexpected release. Me is an introspective track that reflects on identity and the ongoing struggle to understand oneself, made even more meaningful by the moment in which it was released. In 2285, he shared Jungle, a raw portrayal of what it means to survive within the Korean entertainment industry.
고막을 때려 개소리 계속 어떻게 계속 망해라 했던 놈들의 계속 자리를 뺏어 앉아야 계속 하는 짓들에서 가게도 매번 불쌍하게 돼서 I don't need a thing 주고받고 딱지색 I don't need respect 다르지 너와 내 인생 I need a thing 있음 넌 돌아 딱 좋네 need a love 가사니 변해도 완변해 이 바닥산 증인 날 check 헛소리 속음에 매 이 바닥도 비공개 check game 10년째 폼 오른 3세 이 바닥산 증인 날 check
But if there is one thing S-Coups has proven time and time again, it is that every time he steps away, he returns stronger. So where does Choi Sung-chul stand today? Beyond his role in the hip-hop unit, he has taken part in special sub-units that reveal different sides of his artistry. One is the leaders unit, the other is a duo with Mingyu. Through CXM, he explored a fresher, more playful sound, once again proving his versatility and range as an artist. He also closed 2025 with a title that speaks for itself, being named Best K-Pop Idol of 2025 by Billboard, a recognition that reflected not only 17's achievements as a group, but also his individual impact. As 2026 begins, he is involved in 2 ongoing tours, one alongside 17 and another through unit activities, remaining active while carefully managing his physical condition. Looking ahead, his plans are clear and deeply grounded. First, in terms of health, recovery remains an ongoing journey. He has shared that another knee surgery is still pending, and when the time comes, he plans to take another brief hiatus to focus fully on rehabilitation. Second, beyond music, his vision extends into the future of the industry itself. He has consistently expressed his desire to one day found a company of his own, one built to properly support artists. A company where 17 would be the very first group it could embrace. And finally, musically, his heart remains exactly where it has always been. Right now, the group is in the middle of their military service era. Half of the members are enlisted, while the other half remains active. In time, those roles will reverse. It will take patience before all 13 can stand on stage together again. Until that day comes, he continues to lead through a period of constant change, guiding the group through one of the most difficult and unfamiliar chapters of their career.
작사 작곡 다 참여하고 같이.
네. 그러니까 개인 건 다 본인이 하고 싶은 거.
좀 멋있긴 멋있다. 근데 그 내가 알기로는 세븐틴에 그 작곡하는 친구가 있고.
아니 프로듀서가 있어요. 네.
프로듀서를 하는 멤버가 있고.
노래 만드는 친구는 계속 만들고 있는데 이번에 개인 곡은 좀 멤버들이 그 프로듀싱을 떠나서 약간 자기들이 좀 흩어져서 했어. 하고 싶은 대로.
자기가 하고 싶은 대로.
네.
이제 10집 정도 하면 그렇게 해야 더 오래 가는 거예요.
개인의 성취 같은 것도 뭐
조금 어떻게 보면은 군백기가 있으니까 군백기를 준비할 수 있는 앨범인 걸 수도 있죠, 어떻게 보면.
아 그런 거일 수 있겠네. 앞으로 군백기 동안에 이렇게 활동할 거다 보여주는 거네.
그러니까 너무 군백기여서 막 활동을 안 하고 잠깐 멈춰 있고 이런 거보다 하면서 터치를 하고 싶은 거죠, 팬분들이랑.
근데 진짜 되게 나는 똑똑하다고 생각해, 이 접근 방법이. 그러니까 완전체로 보여줄 거야 이러면 너무 시간이 길고.
맞아요.
팬 입장에서 이렇게 조금 누구는 뭐 쉬고 있고 그래도 보고 싶지. 약간 팀으로 했을 때 빛나는 부분에 대해서 완전히 이해하고 있고.
완전 이해하고 있어요. 완전. 100%. 누구든지 100%.
나 이게 되게 멋있다고 생각하거든.
멋있는 거.
그런 마인드가 있어야지 진짜 오래 할 수 있다고 생각하는데.
자기의 그 근본이 어딘지 맞아요. 알고 있는 거 있잖아요. 그럼 앞으로 이제 이 앨범 이후로 나올 앨범들은 단체로 할 수 있는 곡들이 많이 없겠네 이제.
7인조, 막 8인조 막
다 그런 식으로.
네. 근데 저희는 최대한 빠른 그런 공백기를 줄이고 싶어서 멤버들이랑 얘기를 엄청 많이 했어요.
그러면 이번 앨범이 완전체로 들을 수 있는 마지막 앨범인 거야?
마지막은 아니죠.
미안해. 당분간.
서운해요. 돌아오겠죠 형.
아 미안해.
한동안 뭐.
아니 한동안 이거 내보내주세요. 개코 형이 저희 이번 앨범 마지막 앨범이라 세븐틴 마지막 앨범.
썸네일 세븐틴 이제 마지막 앨범.
근데 당분간 못 듣는 거잖아.
맞아요.
이게 그치? 당분간은. 그건 또 되게 귀한 거네. 어쩌보면.
The boy who entered the company at 15 carrying nothing but a dream, and the man standing here today at 30 are not the same person, and yet they are. What changed was not his heart, but his understanding of responsibility. His journey reflects what leadership truly demands: being overwhelmed, accepting that not everything is always okay, learning how to move forward through doubt, and knowing when it is finally time to protect yourself as much as you protect others. He learned that online hate is nothing more than noise, that what truly matters are the real people standing next to you, the ones who support your decisions, share your burdens, and stay when things are hardest. His story is not one of effortless success, but of endurance, of someone who carried weight early, who chose love over authority, and who built not just a group, but a family. Beyond achievements, titles, or recognition, his influence lies in sincerity, in always putting his members first. And when the time finally came for him to put himself first, they were there without hesitation, because he had built something real. 13 people unwilling to let go of one another. His journey reminds us that true leadership is not about standing alone at the front. It is about walking forward together, side by side, and never letting go. And that is why Choi Sung-chol is a clear example of what it truly means to be a real leader,